Good evening, good evening. I'm going to give you a tip here, a little tip on how to gain mass a little more easily. How to make your quest, your mass gain quest, your muscle gain quest, your quest for gains easier. Easier. And today, in the time you're living in right now, that we're in right now, it's easier than ever to do that. So for the first tip I want to give you is going to be about mass gainers. Mass gainers. Okay, I'm just using this one for an example. Not saying it's the only one out there that's worthwhile, but it is the only one that's worthwhile that I've ever tried, that I've ever found worthwhile. So in my time, back in my day, mass gainers were garbage. Weight gainers were garbage. They were complete shit. Mixability was awful. They didn't want to mix. Protein powders were shitty. They didn't really mix up very well. If you were going to try to get anything like a mass gainer or any kind of meal replacement or any kind of a weight gainer, it was really dense, calorically dense. They were really, really poor. They were the worst that was available that was out there. They were horrible, absolutely horrible. Even as a skinny guy, I never employed them. Better off just to drink a gallon of milk a day. And that's the God's honest truth back then. So, but today things are different. And, I am always continually learning newer things. I'm not at the same rate that I once was, but there's still things change and technology advances. And, this quest for muscle mass, this whole game, that's no exception. So what I have found is, okay, this is a NutraBio product. I like NutraBio products. I use NutraBio whey isolates. I think that they're an outstanding company and they make an outstanding product. They're one of the top best protein powders out there. Now, I don't use just regular whey, concentrate, things like that. If I'm going to buy a protein powder, I'm going to buy isolate. But now that I have found that they have a really good mass gainer, I actually use that even myself. And here's how I do it. This mass gainer, Extreme Mass, 4 scoops is a complete serving. But you don't have to use 4 scoops, right? You can use 2 scoops, half of a serving. Let me give you an idea of what kind of numbers we got here. If you use 4 scoops and mix it up with water, you've got 650 calories. It will have 53 grams of protein and 100 grams of carbohydrates if you use a full serving. But you can use 2 scoops and use half a serving. But here's the miraculous thing about this product. This product, the mixability is unbelievable. If you put 4 scoops of this in water, or better yet, if you put 4 scoops of that in milk, right? Fairlife, something good, high quality, highly filtered, high performance milk, skim. If I put 4 scoops of this product in this skim milk and just shake it up by hand in a shaker, it has the same consistency as water, or basically the same consistency as just the milk by itself. You really don't have or detect much of a difference. It's not thick, it's not chalky, it's not heavy, it's not chunky. It mixes up. The mixability is incredible. Incredible. So as far as I'm concerned, when you're talking about weight gainers or mass gainers or meal replacement type products, that is amazing in and of itself. That is a huge, huge advancement in and of itself. So this just makes it a lot easier to get the nutrition and to get the calories that you need and to feed your body to the extent that you have to feed it to be able to have the best chance of gaining muscle most efficient and effectively. Even myself, I eat, I'm used to eating, I'm programmed to eat. I'm throughout my entire waking period, all day long, I'm either consuming a meal or some type of a meal or nutrition, or I'm preparing one, or I'm preparing to put one together and consume it. So it's always all day long in my waking period. It's all about getting that nutrition in. So even for me, it's just so convenient to have something like this. And when and where could you use this? Well, if you just jumped up out of bed and you were in a hurry and your lifestyle maybe did not allow for time for you to make a traditional complete, breakfast meal. And I do believe it truly is the most important meal of the day because you've just fasted all night long. So your it needs some nutrition first thing in the morning. You really need to load it in. So I will take 2 scoops of this, mix it up with at least 2 cups of Fairlife, which is 13 grams of protein per cup. And I believe it is, 80 calories per cup. So that's 26 grams of protein, another 160 calories, all right, on top of this powder, which just brings with it 320 calories, 25 or 26 grams of protein, and 50 grams or 53 grams rather of carbohydrates. So now you're up there. You're already talking about, what, 50, 60 grams of protein already. Yeah. And then I will put in with that a scoop of a good high quality whey isolate because that's all I have available. I don't have any shit quality or compromised quality. I always buy the best stuff. You put the best gas in an expensive car, or you put the best gas in a better made vehicle or a higher performance vehicle. You would want to put the better oils. That's what's called for, like in a really nice car, right? So why don't you give your body the same consideration? At least you can always get another car, no matter what car that is. You can get it fixed, you can repair it, you can put another motor in it, you can rebuild it. You can't do all that with your body necessarily. You know what I mean? When your body, when it's done and it's shot and it's gone, you can't just get another one. So people, it always is amazing to me how people go out of their way to protect their investment in an automobile, which I completely respect. I do the same thing with my own automobiles and my own motorcycles for sure. But my body comes first. My body comes first because I can't get another one of these. So this is just an example of a really good high quality whey isolate. This is not the only one that I use, but it is one of the best ones out there, and that's Farm Fed, Axe and Sledge. And of course, all of these better protein powders are going to have digestive enzymes in them. I'm sure you've heard people sarcastically refer to protein powders as fart powders and all this shit. Well, these people are imbeciles that they put garbage in their bodies. Garbage in equals garbage out. So, a good protein powder today, it's not going to make you gassy. It's not going to give you an upset stomach. It's not going to, and even like Fairlife milk is so good that even people that are lactose intolerant, to the degree that they can't even drink lactose-free milk, right? They can drink Fairlife milk because Fairlife milk is truly as close to lactose-free as possible. Maybe it's completely free, but they're allowed a certain amount of trace element. And I think that many of the lactose-free milks on the market, they just come in under the wire so they can have the lactose-free title, whereas Fairlife, I'm telling you, it's a big difference. I know people lactose intolerant that cannot ingest lactose-free milk, but can drink all the Fairlife they want, no problem. So I don't put anything but the best in my body. This, just happen to have this laying around so I can show it to you. This is made by Body Fortress. This protein powder, if you recognize this, you need to step up your game because this is, in my opinion, this is shit. This is fart powder. This is garbage. This is shit. So that's not even mine. I just obtained it because somebody was going to throw it out, and I asked if I could have it just for this video. So I also use the NutraBio isolates, and I also use, of course, EFX. There's a number of really high-grade products out there. There's a lot of them out there now. It's a highly competitive market. First thing I would say, stay away from whey concentrates. If you're going to spend the money, don't spend it on whey concentrate. You're better off with just food. But for convenience sake, like I said, if you're a really skinny guy and you need to get the calories in, you can't get it in, you can't get the nutrition in, it's very easy to put 4 scoops of this in 2 cups of Fairlife milk and drink that. And you know, and like I said, I only do a half of a serving of this, which is 2 scoops instead of 4 scoops. But then I put a scoop of farm fed in, so it's like another 20 grams of whey isolate on top of it. So this is a combination of proteins. This is concentrate in here, this is casein in here, and I do believe there is some isolate in there, but I don't count on that, and I don't care if it's in there or not. I'm going to add isolate to it. Typically, that's how I do it. Then you're going to get into areas where people say, well, you can't ingest 60, 70 grams of protein at a time. Well, there's a very recent study out now that upset that whole apple cart, that whole theory. And, you know, if you ingest 100 grams of protein, people who do such things as that, they've tested them and found that they are more anabolic and remain in a positive nitrogen balance much, much longer throughout the day than people who ingested smaller amounts of protein. So, yeah, you really can just it's like I've always said, it doesn't just open the floodgate and dump all that in at one time into your body. It slowly digests it bit by bit. Anyway, that's the story. That's how I do it. These mass gainers now, they really are, you know, they're really, this is probably this probably is the gold standard, or it's right up there. There may be something alongside of it that I'm unaware of right now, but I can tell you that I like the company. I like their whey isolate. I like their products. So I use their isolate. I use farm fed and I use EFX. And there are a couple others that don't come to mind right this moment. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd get up and open the cabinet and look. But so I trusted them and I tried this. And I'll tell you what, I'm beyond impressed with this product. And I don't have any association with this company. They don't give me anything free. They don't even know I exist really, you know. But I'm just telling you what I use and what I found it works. And this truly is an awesome product. Had this been around when I was a smaller guy, trying to get to be a bigger guy, decades and decades ago, this would have really been a huge asset for me. But at that time, I didn't have this option. And the options that I had at the time weren't even worth pursuing. So for me, it was all solid food and it was a lot more difficult. So you really do have an easier road to hoe today. So weight gainers or mass gainers, there are good ones out there, because here is one. So I think I would, if you've already given up on that or you haven't considered it, I think I would take a look at it, or take another look at it and revisit it, and yeah, give it a try and see if it won't work for you. I'm pretty sure that it will. Take care and have a great evening.